Stop chasing people who don't believe in you. Stop explaining your vision to those who can't see it. You owe your energy to your purpose, not to their opinions. Every time you focus outward, you weaken inward. But when you focus on yourself, you multiply power. This isn't about being selfish. It's about survival. Because the truth is simple. If you don't bet on yourself, you lose by default. So lock in, shut the noise, and build until the world has no choice but to notice. This is Focus on You Until You Win. Chapter 1. Stop explaining, start executing. You talk too much. You dream too loudly. And that's why you're still stuck. Every word you speak about what you will do drains power from what you could be doing. Every time you try to convince people to believe in you, you give them control over your belief. You don't need their validation, you need results. Stop explaining. Start executing. Because the truth is this, nobody's listening. People are too busy doubting you, judging you, or waiting to see if you actually follow through. That's the key. They don't believe words, they believe patterns. And until your actions become louder than your explanations, you'll stay trapped in the same place, repeating the same empty promises to yourself. You have a choice. Keep talking about what you will do someday, or wake up and do something today. Execution changes everything. When you stop trying to explain your vision and start building it, you take back your power. You shift from defense to offense. You go from seeking approval to creating undeniable proof. That's how confidence is built, through evidence, not opinions. Do you want people to respect you? Then give them no choice. Show them through consistency, not conversation. The real ones don't talk about their moves, they move. They don't broadcast their plans, they become the plan. They don't post quotes about grind. They grind. That's the key. The loudest room in your life should be your work ethic, not your Instagram stories, not your promises, your execution. You don't need more motivation. You need movement. Because motivation fades, but momentum compounds. Every single step you take in silence builds a foundation no one can shake. Let's be honest, explanations are comfortable. Talking feels like progress. Saying, "I'm going to start," tricks your brain into thinking you've already done something. It's false progress disguised as productivity. But the real ones know, execution doesn't feel good. It's not glamorous. It's repetition. It's showing up on days when your energy is gone, your motivation is dead, and your plan doesn't look perfect. That's what separates dreamers from doers. Dreamers want to be seen starting. Doers want to be seen finishing. You don't owe anyone an explanation, not for your goals, not for your pace, not for your vision. If they don't understand now, that's fine. They'll understand when it's too late to catch up. You have to get comfortable being misunderstood. Because when you start executing, people will call you distant. They'll say you've changed. They'll label your silence as arrogance. But remember, you're not building for applause. You're building for results. Here's the real test. Can you work in silence long enough for your results to start speaking for you? Can you ignore the urge to explain yourself and let your progress become your statement? Because once your results start showing, explanations become irrelevant. You won't need to tell them you're focused. They'll feel it. You won't need to tell them you're disciplined. They'll see it. You won't need to tell them you're winning. Your results will make the announcement. That's the power of execution. That's the difference between talking and transforming. Every day you wake up, you face a decision. Spend your energy proving or improving. You can't do both. If you're constantly proving yourself to people, you'll never have energy left to improve yourself. The real power move is detaching from the need to be understood. You don't need to prove your plan, you just need to execute it until it becomes undeniable. Stop asking, what if they don't support me? Ask, what if I stop supporting myself? Because that's what explaining really is. It's permission seeking, disguised as progress. And every time you do it, you lower your standards. Execution is permissionless. It doesn't wait for perfect conditions. It doesn't beg for validation. It just moves. You have to understand, nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to push you harder than you push yourself. And nobody's going to care about your dream as much as you do. That's not negativity, that's liberation. Because once you stop expecting others to understand your path, you're finally free to walk it. So stop explaining, stop overthinking, stop waiting for the right time. Start, build, execute. Even if it's messy, even if it's small, even if nobody's clapping. Because consistency beats complexity. You don't need a perfect plan. You need relentless follow-through. That's how legacies are built, not through speeches, but through systems. Not through ideas, but through action. And the best part? The people who doubted you will eventually ask how you did it. The same ones who ignored you will study your process. That's when you'll realize you never had to explain anything. You just had to keep moving. Your silence will speak volumes. Your work will become your voice. Your results will become your proof. So remember this. You don't need their permission. You don't need their understanding. You just need to keep executing. It's not about talking, it's about doing. It's not about showing off, it's about showing up. It's not about convincing, it's about creating. Stop explaining. Start executing. Because one day when your results stand taller than their opinions, you'll realize silence was the loudest statement you ever made. You've stopped explaining. You've learned to move in silence. Now let's go deeper, because isolation isn't a weakness, it's a weapon. Chapter 2. The Power of Isolation. There's a power most people will never tap into. Not because they can't, but because they won't. It's the power of isolation. Everyone wants success, but nobody wants silence. Everyone wants growth, but nobody wants the grind that happens in the dark. The truth is, isolation isn't loneliness, it's training. When you step away from noise, you start to hear your own mind. When you shut out distractions, you meet your real self. That's where growth happens. That's where strength is built. You see, silence isn't empty. It's where real focus grows. You can't hear direction when you're drowning in noise. You can't build discipline while scrolling through distractions. You can't understand your calling if you're always seeking company. You have a choice. You can chase attention or you can chase mastery. You can keep explaining or you can start executing. The ones who rise to greatness understand this simple truth. Solitude is not punishment, it's preparation. The world will call you crazy. When you start isolating yourself to focus, the world will call you strange. They'll say you're acting differently. They'll say you're cutting people off. Let them talk. They don't understand that the world calls you crazy before it calls you great. Every great person was unmisunderstood in their season of isolation. Every warrior trained alone before stepping onto the battlefield. Every visionary worked in silence before their name echoed in the world. When you're in isolation, you're not hiding, you're building. You're constructing habits, sharpening discipline, fortifying your mind. And that's the difference. The average person uses isolation as escape. The strong use it as evolution. Don't fear being alone. Fear being surrounded by people who kill your focus. Don't fear silence. Fear noise that drowns your purpose. You don't need the crowd's approval to move forward. You don't need their permission. The truth about isolation. Let's get something straight. Isolation isn't about cutting everyone off. It's about cutting off everything that weakens you. It's not about being cold, it's about being clear. When you isolate yourself intentionally, you start seeing patterns. You realize how much time you've wasted, how much energy you've given to meaningless conversations, how much potential you sacrifice to fit in. That awareness hits hard, but it's necessary because clarity only comes when you separate yourself from confusion. You can't grow in an environment that keeps you comfortable. Comfort kills greatness. In isolation, you find the truth. And truth is often uncomfortable. It forces you to confront your habits, your fears, your excuses. But that's the key. You can't change what you won't confront. So stop running from the quiet. Sit in it. Let it break you, teach you, shape you. Because silence is the gym where your focus is trained. Isolation is the classroom of greatness. What isolation builds inside you. When you isolate yourself for growth, three powerful things happen. One, you gain clarity. You stop reacting to life and start designing it. You begin to see what actually matters. The fog lifts, the noise fades, the mission becomes clear. Two, you build discipline. In isolation, nobody's clapping for you. Nobody's reminding you to get up. You have to hold yourself accountable. That's where true discipline is born, when nobody's watching and you still do the work. And three, you develop inner peace. You stop chasing validation. You stop explaining your dreams to people who don't get it. You learn to be okay with silence, okay with stillness. And in that stillness, your strength multiplies. You don't need constant company to grow. You need commitment. You don't need motivation from the outside. You need discipline from within. That's what isolation does. It forces you to depend on yourself. It breaks your dependency on noise, approval, and distraction. Stop escaping the process. Most people fear being alone because they don't like what they hear in silence. Their own thoughts scare them. Their doubts get louder. Their insecurities surface. But that's the point. That's the battle you need to fight. You can't conquer your external world until you conquered your internal one. That's why isolation is necessary. It's not easy, but it's essential. When you isolate yourself, you start realizing how much of your life has been controlled by noise. How many of your choices were influenced by opinions, not conviction. That's when you begin to rebuild from the inside out. So stop escaping the process. The silence you run from is the silence that will make you strong. The solitude you avoid is the solitude that will reveal who you truly are. Isolation is not your enemy. It's your evolution. What you must do. Here's what you need to do. Take a step back. Eliminate distractions. Disconnect to reconnect. Spend time alone. Not scrolling, not comparing, but thinking, planning, building. Create a schedule that includes solitude. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. In that time, focus on your craft, your health, your vision. Every day, give yourself at least 1 hour of focused silence. No notifications, no social media, just you and your mission. You'll be amazed at what starts changing. Your creativity will rise. Your anxiety will fall. Your confidence will grow. Because confidence is built in private before it's displayed in public. You don't need to explain your silence. You don't need to justify your focus. Results will speak louder than your reasoning. Stay quiet. Stay consistent. Stay dangerous. The final reminder. The world is loud. Everyone's talking, tweeting, showing off, chasing attention. But here's the truth. The loudest room rarely holds the most successful people. Winners are quiet. Builders are silent. Because silence is the birthplace of dominance. So when you isolate yourself, remember you're not losing connection. You're gaining control. You're not hiding, you're refining. You're not withdrawing,
you're preparing. You have a choice. You can keep chasing noise, or you can choose silence and sharpen your edge. That's the key. Silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. It's where focus grows. It's where warriors are built. You've stepped into isolation. Now don't waste it. Use it to reset, rebuild, and rise stronger than ever. You faced yourself in silence. You sharpened your focus. Now it's time to guard that focus against the one thing that steals more dreams than failure ever could. Chapter 3: Discipline over Distraction.
Distraction kills dreams faster than failure ever will. Don't underestimate that. Failure can teach you lessons. Distraction steals your time, your energy, your focus, and it leaves nothing behind. Nothing. Every scroll, every argument, every wasted hour chips away at your potential. You don't even notice it until years have passed, and by then, it's too late. That's the reality. Harsh, but true. Let's be clear. It's not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Motivation fades. Discipline lasts. Discipline carries you through the moments when motivation has left the building. Discipline is what makes you show up when you're tired. Discipline is what lets you do the work no one is watching. Discipline is your bridge from being someone who dreams to someone who does. Remember that. It's not about motivation, it's about discipline. Here's the first truth you need to accept. Distractions are deliberate. Someone, somewhere, designed them to keep you busy, to keep you entertained, to keep you occupied with nonsense while your life passes by. Your phone, social media, the notifications, the endless drama. They are not your friends. They are the enemy of your ambition. And if you don't recognize them as enemies, they will win, every single time. You have a choice. You can let them control your day, or you can control your life. That's the key. Now, let's talk specifics. What is a distraction? A distraction is anything that pulls you from your priority. It doesn't matter if it's fun, urgent, or someone else's problem. If it doesn't move you closer to your goal, it's a distraction. Simple. Stop justifying it. Stop saying, "I'll just check this for a minute." 1 minute turns into 10. 10 turns into an hour. 1 hour turns into a week. Weeks turn into years. Time lost is never recovered. You don't get a reset button in life. You don't get a do-over. Discipline is the only thing that saves you from regret. Here's how you take control. You must create boundaries. Set strict limits for technology. Turn off notifications. Decide when you will check messages, social media, emails, and stick to it. You don't need their permission. You don't need anyone to agree. This is your life. These boundaries aren't suggestions. They are non-negotiable. Discipline demands it. Next, eliminate the small distractions. People underestimate the power of tiny interruptions. Every time you switch tabs, scroll, or respond to a petty argument, you are breaking your momentum. And momentum is sacred. Momentum compounds. Focus compounds. Distractions erode both. You have a choice. You can protect your momentum or let it slip away. Protect it fiercely. It's not about multitasking. Stop pretending you can do 10 things at once. Your brain cannot. Science proves it. When you try, every task suffers. Your output drops. Your results diminish. That's why disciplined people focus on one task until it's finished. They respect the craft of completion. They respect the power of undivided attention. You can do the same. Focus on one thing at a time and finish it completely. That's discipline. That's power. That's how you win. Now let's talk about arguments and energy drains. Some people will try to pull you into drama. Family, friends, coworkers, strangers online. They want your attention. They want your energy. They want to distract you from your priorities. Don't give it to them. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need their permission to focus. Save your energy for the work that moves you forward. Discipline is your shield. Drama is the thief. Another point, time-wasting habits are silent killers. Watching endless videos, scrolling mindlessly, waiting for the perfect moment. Guess what? There is no perfect moment. There is only one now. Discipline is starting with what you have, where you are, and refusing to let anything steal your progress. You must guard your hours like a hawk guards its nest. One lost hour is gone forever. Protect your time relentlessly. Here's a tactic. Schedule your focus. Block your day into time segments for your priorities. Not vague goals, not "I'll do it when I feel like it." Time blocks. Discipline thrives on structure. Structure removes excuses. Structure prevents distraction. When your day is intentional, your life becomes unstoppable. And repetition matters. Repetition is not boring. Repetition builds mastery. Do the work consistently. Show up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when distractions scream for attention. You have a choice. You can surrender to them, or you can dominate your day. That's the key. Let's be clear. No one will rescue you. No one will stop the distractions for you. No one will hold your hand. This is your life, your responsibility, your results. Discipline is not glamorous. Discipline is not comfortable. Discipline is tough, and that's why most people never master it. But you're not most people, are you? You don't need permission to excel. You don't need approval to succeed. You only need action. Here's the bottom line. Distraction is the enemy. Discipline is the weapon. Every time you choose focus over a scroll, conversation over argument, work over whim, you win. Every time you choose to act rather than react, you gain power. Every time you honor your time, you respect yourself. The world is full of excuses. The world is full of distractions. The winners? They ignore them. They move with purpose. They execute relentlessly. So, what do you do starting today? First, identify your biggest distractions. Call them out by name: phone, social media, drama, idle chatter. Second, create boundaries. Block them. Schedule your focus. Protect your energy. Third, commit to one task at a time. Finish it. Repeat. Fourth, remind yourself daily. It's not about motivation. Motivation is weak. Motivation fades. Discipline stays. Discipline wins. Discipline compounds. Discipline builds empires. You have a choice. You always have a choice. You can waste your hours, your energy, your potential, or you can claim them back. You can give your power away.
Distraction kills dreams faster than failure ever will. Don't underestimate that. Failure can teach you lessons. Distraction steals your time, your energy, your focus, and it leaves nothing behind. Nothing. Every scroll, every argument, every wasted hour chips away at your potential. You don't even notice it until years have passed, and by then, it's too late. That's the reality. Harsh, but true. Let's be clear. It's not about motivation. Motivation is fleeting. Motivation fades. Discipline lasts. Discipline carries you through the moments when motivation has left the building. Discipline is what makes you show up when you're tired. Discipline is what lets you do the work no one is watching. Discipline is your bridge from being someone who dreams to someone who does. Remember that. It's not about motivation. It's about discipline. Here's the first truth you need to accept. Distractions are deliberate. Someone, somewhere designed them to keep you busy, to keep you entertained, to keep you occupied with nonsense while your life passes by. Your phone, social media, the notifications, the endless drama, they are not your friends. They are the enemy of your ambition. And if you don't recognize them as enemies, they will win every single time. You have a choice. You can let them control your day, or you can control your life. That's the key. Now, let's talk specifics. What is a distraction? A distraction is anything that pulls you from your priority. It doesn't matter if it's fun, urgent, or someone else's problem. If it doesn't move you closer to your goal, it's a distraction. Simple. Stop justifying it. Stop saying, I'll just check this for a minute. 1 minute turns into 10, 10 turns into an hour, 1 hour turns into a week, weeks turn into years. Time lost is never recovered. You don't get a reset button in life. You don't get a do-over. Discipline is the only thing that saves you from regret. Here's how you take control. You must create boundaries, set strict limits for technology, turn off notifications, decide when you will check messages, social media, emails, and stick to it. You don't need their permission. You don't need anyone to agree. This is your life. These boundaries aren't suggestions. They are non-negotiable. Discipline demands it. Next, eliminate the small distractions. People underestimate the power of.
Next, eliminate the small distractions. People underestimate the power of tiny interruptions. Every time you switch tabs, scroll, or respond to a petty argument, you are breaking your momentum. And momentum is sacred. Momentum compounds. Focus compounds. Distractions erode both. You have a choice. Protect your momentum or let it slip away. Protect it fiercely. It's not about multitasking. Stop pretending you can do 10 things at once. Your brain cannot. Science proves it. When you try, every task suffers. Your output drops. Your results diminish. That's why disciplined people focus on one task until it's finished. They respect the craft of completion. They respect the power of undivided attention. You can do the same. Focus on one thing at a time and finish it completely. That's discipline. That's power. That's how you win. Now let's talk about arguments and energy drains. Some people will try to pull you into drama. Family, friends, coworkers, strangers online. They want your attention. They want your energy. They want to distract you from your priorities. Don't give it to them. You don't need to prove yourself. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need their permission to focus. Save your energy for the work that moves you forward. Discipline is your shield. Drama is the thief. Another point. Time-wasting habits are silent killers. Watching endless videos, scrolling mindlessly, waiting for the perfect moment. Guess what? There is no perfect moment. There is only one now. Discipline is starting with what you have, where you are, and refusing to let anything steal your progress. You must guard your hours like a hawk guards its nest. One lost hour is gone forever. Protect your time relentlessly. Here's a tactic. Schedule your focus. Block your day into time segments for your priorities, not vague goals, not I'll do it when I feel like it. Time blocks. Discipline thrives on structure. Structure removes excuses. Structure prevents distraction. When your day is intentional, your life becomes unstoppable. And repetition matters. Repetition is not boring. Repetition builds mastery. Do the work consistently. Show up every day, even when you don't feel like it, even when distractions scream for attention. You have a choice. You can surrender to them, or you can dominate your day. That's the key. Let's be clear. No one will rescue you. No one will stop the distractions for you. No one will hold your hand. This is your life, your responsibility, your results. Discipline is not glamorous. Discipline is not comfortable. Discipline is tough, and that's why most people never master it. But you're not most people, are you? You don't need permission to excel. You don't need approval to succeed. You only need action. Here's the bottom line. Distraction is the enemy. Discipline is the weapon. Every time you choose focus over a scroll, conversation over argument, work over whim, you win. Every time you choose to act rather than react, you gain power. Every time you honor your time, you respect yourself. The world is full of excuses. The world is full of distractions. The winners, they ignore them. They move with purpose. They execute relentlessly. So, what do you do starting today? First, identify your biggest distractions. Call them out by name: phone, social media, drama, idle chatter. Second, create boundaries. Block them. Schedule your focus. Protect your energy. Third, commit to one task at a time. Finish it. Repeat. Fourth, remind yourself daily it's not about motivation. Motivation is weak. Motivation fades. Discipline stays. Discipline wins. Discipline compounds. Discipline builds empires. You have a choice. You always have a choice. You can waste your hours, your energy, your potential, or you can claim them back. You can give your power away, or you can seize it. You can surrender to the noise, or you can dominate your focus. That's the key. That's the power of discipline over distraction. Now, it's your move. The distractions are endless, but your will is stronger. You decide, you control, you act. You don't need their permission. You don't need anyone to understand. This is your life. This is your discipline. This is your victory. You mastered your focus. You conquered the noise. Now, let's move to the next level. Chapter 4. Move in private, win in public.
Not everyone deserves front row access to your grind. Hear that. Not everyone. Some people are spectators. Some people are critics. Some people are energy vampires disguised as friends. They don't deserve to see your plans. They don't deserve to witness your hustle before it's ready. Protect it. Guard it. Keep it locked until it manifests. That's discipline. That's strategy. Privacy is your power. Think about this. When you share your goals too early, two things happen. First, you give others room to doubt you. Second, you give yourself room to lose focus. Conversations about what you might do drain energy. Social validation is a trap. You don't need applause before you succeed. You don't need approval before you start. You have a choice. You can expose your process and get distracted by opinions. Or you can move quietly, build in silence, and unleash results that speak for themselves. That's the key. Let's break it down. Moving in private means setting boundaries around your time, your conversations, your social media presence. Not everyone needs updates on your progress. Not everyone needs access to your work. Not everyone benefits from knowing your strategy. Keep your wins close. Keep your plans closer. Protect your energy like it's gold, because it is. Why does privacy matter? Because people talk, people undermine, people steal ideas, intentionally or unintentionally. The world is full of dream killers, doubters, and envious eyes. You cannot control them. You cannot manage their thoughts. You can only control your actions. And the first action is silence about your intentions until results arrive. That's discipline. That's power. Privacy is your power. Repeat it. Privacy is your power. Now let's address social media. We live in a world addicted to sharing, but oversharing is a liability. Every post, every story, every update about your progress is ammunition for critics and distractions. Stop trying to impress people.
Stop trying to validate yourself online. Focus on the work that matters. Protect the unseen grind. Move quietly. Build relentlessly. And then, when the results are undeniable, that's when you step into the spotlight. Not before. That's how the winners operate. There's another truth. Showing too soon exposes your vulnerability. When you display plans before they're ready, you start second-guessing. You start defending. You start seeking approval. That's wasted energy. Stop it. Focus on execution. Focus on results. Stop explaining. Stop justifying. You don't need their permission. You don't need their validation. You need action. You need discipline. That's how you win. Let's talk about your circle. Not everyone in your life deserves to see the blueprint of your future. Some people are supporters. Some people are observers. Some people are predators. Learn to differentiate. Share selectively. Share strategically. Trust is earned, not assumed. Discipline is knowing who to let close and who to keep at a distance. Your grind is sacred. Protect it. Protect it fiercely. Privacy is your power. Practical step 1. Reduce the number of people you tell about your goals. Ask yourself, does this person add value to my process or do they distract me? Only share with those who elevate your focus, your thinking, and your execution. Everyone else, they don't need to know. Step 2. Limit public sharing of your process. Post your achievements, not your attempts. Let results create credibility. Step 3. Create private routines. Work in silence. Plan in solitude. Execute without announcing. Build systems and habits behind the scenes. Protect your grind. Another layer, your mental energy. Every time you talk about your plans, you expend energy. Every time you respond to feedback prematurely, you waste focus. Energy is currency, and privacy protects your currency. If you spend energy explaining, defending, or debating, you have less left to invest in your actual work. Privacy isn't just about secrecy. It's about conserving power, focus, and momentum. You have a choice. Spend your energy wisely. That's the key. You may feel pressure to showcase your progress. You may hear voices saying, share your journey, inspire people, motivate others. Ignore them. True influence is born from results, not announcements. True credibility comes from mastery, not chatter. Move in private. Win in public. Let your accomplishments be undeniable. Let your results speak louder than your words. That's how leaders, creators, and entrepreneurs operate. Discipline and privacy is also a mindset. You must commit to delayed gratification. You must resist the urge for instant recognition. You must prioritize long-term success over short-term validation. This is hard. It's uncomfortable. But comfort is the enemy of achievement. The world rewards those who execute in silence and emerge with impact. Those who chase likes, applause, or approval rarely leave a legacy. You have a choice. Be loud and scattered, or quiet and unstoppable. That's the key. Let's reinforce this. Not everyone needs access to your grind. Protect your plans until they manifest. Protect your energy until it compounds. Protect your actions until they create results. Privacy is your power. Repeat it again. Privacy is your power. Your focus is sacred. Your execution is sacred. Your results are sacred. Guard them relentlessly. Now, here's the final truth. You will face pressure to overshare. Friends, family, colleagues, and social media will demand updates. Resist. Your discipline is tested in those moments. The louder the noise around you, the more you must move in silence. The more eyes are on you, the quieter you should be about your strategy. Protect your process, protect your energy, protect your outcome. Privacy is your power. That's not advice. That's a fact. You mastered your discretion. You learned to move silently, shield your grind, and execute without permission. Now it's time to focus on your most critical asset, your energy.
Where you give attention, you give life. Stop for a moment and think about that.
Every conversation you entertain, every argument you engage in, every distraction you indulge, all of it consumes energy. And your energy is not infinite. You cannot borrow it, you cannot recharge it instantly. You must guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Here's the first truth. Most people squander energy on the wrong things. They give attention to gossip, to negativity, to trivial conflicts, and they wonder why they never make progress. That's the problem. Energy is the foundation of everything. Focus, creativity, discipline, productivity, drive. All of it comes from energy. You have a choice. You can give it away to people who drain you, or you can invest it in yourself. That's the key. Think about the people in your life. Some of them lift you up, some of them weigh you down. You know the ones who complain constantly, who gossip, who demand your time without giving value in return. Every interaction with them takes a toll. Every text, every call, every drama steals your focus. Stop giving discounts to those people. Stop giving them free energy. Stop letting them dictate your mood, your actions, your results. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Your energy is tied to your attention. Where you focus, where you put effort, where you care, that's where growth happens. Stop scattering it. Stop burning it on things that don't matter. Stop letting small, meaningless things hijack your day. That notification, that petty argument, that passive consumption online. Every time you indulge, you steal from your potential. You have a choice. You can give life to your dreams, or you can give life to distractions. That's the key. Here's another truth. Energy is not just physical. It's emotional, it's mental, it's spiritual. Your thoughts, your emotions, your beliefs, all of it consumes energy. Worry, fear, doubt, regret, anger. Every second you entertain negative thoughts, your energy diminishes. Stop feeding the mental noise. Stop feeding the fear. Stop feeding the doubt. Protect your mind, protect your focus, protect your purpose. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Let's talk about your habits. Every habit you form either drains energy or multiplies it. Poor sleep, poor diet, lack of exercise, wasted hours scrolling, all of it drains you. Conversely, daily rituals, planning your day, consistent exercise, meditation, reading, learning, all of it increases your energy. You have a choice. You can live on autopilot and let energy leaks dictate your life, or you can design your habits to protect and amplify your energy. That's the key. Here's the harsh reality. People will constantly try to steal your energy. Colleagues, friends, family, strangers online. Some do it unknowingly, some do it deliberately. You cannot control them. You cannot control their intentions, but you can control your boundaries. You can choose when to engage. You can choose who deserves your time. You don't need their permission to prioritize yourself. You have a choice. You protect your energy. You protect your peace. That's discipline. That's power. Here's a practical approach. Audit your energy. At the end of each day, ask yourself, what drained me today? What lifted me? Where did I give my energy wisely? Where did I waste it? Be brutally honest. Identify the patterns. Cut out what doesn't serve you. Amplify what does. Move intentionally. Energy follows focus. Focus follows intention. You have a choice. That's the key. Stop glorifying busy. Stop treating exhaustion as a badge of honor. Exhaustion is a warning sign. It's a signal that your energy is mismanaged. Winners don't waste energy, they invest it. They prioritize tasks that yield returns. They surround themselves with people who energize them, not drain them. They protect their focus like a fortress. You have a choice. You either invest energy wisely or you deplete your potential. That's the key. Pay attention to the small leaks. Every unnecessary meeting, every trivial conversation, every thought about what other people think, every habit that gives a short-term dopamine hit but long-term drain. Cut them ruthlessly. Energy is sacred. Energy is currency.
Every minute wasted is money lost. Every hour wasted is an opportunity lost. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. And here's another truth. Your energy is visible to others. People feel it. Energy attracts opportunity. Energy attracts influence. Energy attracts success. When you're drained, distracted, scattered, nobody notices your brilliance. When you're disciplined, focused, and energized, the world takes notice. Your output becomes undeniable. Your results become magnetic. You have a choice. You can waste energy on distractions, or you can amplify energy for impact. That's the key. You must also guard against internal drains, negative self-talk, doubt, fear of failure. Every time you tell yourself you can't, you weaken your energy. Every time you believe the lies your mind feeds you, you bleed potential. Stop it. Flip the script. Protect your internal energy. Protect your mental state. Protect your focus. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Now, let's make it actionable. Step 1. Identify your top 3 energy leaks. Be honest. Step 2. Create strict boundaries around them. Step 3. Identify your top 3 energy boosters. Schedule them daily. Step 4. Commit to a 24-hour energy check-in. Ask, am I spending energy on what matters, or am I giving it away? Discipline and energy management compounds over time. Protect it, multiply it, guard it relentlessly. You have a choice. You always have a choice. You can let energy drains dictate your life, or you can take control. You can scatter your focus, or you can concentrate it on what truly matters. You can be at the mercy of others, or you can command your life. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. You mastered your boundaries. You learned to guard your focus. You understood the value of energy as currency. Now it's time to challenge yourself in a deeper way. Comfort is the enemy of growth. It's time to move toward what scares you.
Chapter 6. The War Against Comfort. Comfort kills ambition. There, I said it. Comfort lulls you into mediocrity. Comfort convinces you that good enough is enough. Comfort whispers, wait until tomorrow, and suddenly tomorrow becomes years. If you want success, if you want power, if you want to leave a mark, you must declare war on comfort. You have a choice. You can stay safe and small, or you can endure discomfort and grow. That's the key. Here's the truth. Every meaningful achievement comes with pain. Every high-level skill, every major accomplishment, every life-altering transformation, pain is unavoidable. And that's exactly why most people quit. Pain demands effort. Pain requires persistence. Pain forces you to confront your excuses. Pain is the doorway to power. Repeat that. Pain is the doorway to power. Discomfort is your ally, not your enemy. It signals growth. It forces you to stretch. It pushes you beyond what you thought was possible. If you're never uncomfortable, you're stagnant. If your routine never challenges you, you're wasting time. If your daily life feels easy, you're surrendering potential. You have a choice. You can choose ease and remain average, or you can embrace discomfort and level up. That's the key. Let's break it down practically. Step 1. Identify your comfort zones. Where do you settle for less than you can achieve? Where do you avoid challenges? Where do you procrastinate under the guise of taking it easy? Name them. Call them out. You can't fight an enemy you don't recognize. Step 2. Confront one discomfort every day. Speak up when you'd normally stay silent. Take on a task you'd normally avoid. Push past the pain of being judged. This is how growth begins. This is how power is earned. Discomfort is temporary. Regret is permanent. Every moment you avoid difficulty, every task you skip, every risk you dodge, you are storing regret for later. That regret will hit harder than any temporary pain. Pain is a teacher. Regret is a punishment. You have a choice. You can learn and grow today, or you can pay the price tomorrow. That's the key. Now let's talk about fear. Fear disguises itself as comfort. Fear tells you to stay where it's safe. Fear convinces you that risk is unnecessary. Fear is lying. Fear is the enemy of growth. You don't need their permission to take action. You don't need a safety net to start. You don't need approval to endure the discomfort that greatness demands. You have a choice. You can let fear keep you small, or you can push forward and level up. That's the key. Here's another truth. Discomfort compounds. The more you expose yourself to it, the stronger you become. Every time you endure criticism, failure, hard work, or rejection, you build resilience. You expand your capacity. You increase your tolerance for struggle. The weak avoid discomfort. The disciplined embrace it. The powerful thrive in it. You have a choice. You can avoid pain and remain weak, or you can endure it and grow stronger. That's the key. Comfort often comes in disguise. The cozy job, the easy routine, the predictable path. It looks harmless, even desirable, but it's a trap. It robs potential. It kills ambition quietly, without warning. Success never lives in ease. Growth never lives in comfort. Power never comes from the safe choice. You have a choice. You can stay soft, or you can embrace the grind. That's the key. Practical step 3. Schedule discomfort. Force yourself into situations that scare you. Speak in public. Take risks. Try a new skill. Ask for more responsibility. Challenge your limits. Each small act of discomfort adds up. Each act strengthens discipline. Each act moves you closer to mastery. Pain is temporary. Power is eternal. You have a choice. That's the key. Now, internalize this. Comfort will always call your name. It will seduce you. It will tell you that it's safe. It will promise you peace, happiness, and ease. Ignore it. Ignore the voice. Ignore the temptation. Real power, real growth, real achievement comes from facing the discomfort you've been avoiding. Pain is the doorway to power. Repeat it. Pain is the doorway to power. Protect your resolve. Protect your discipline. Protect your grind. You have conquered comfort. You have chosen growth over ease. You have learned to endure pain for the sake of power. Now it's time to turn inward and face your inner doubts. That's where the real test lies. Chapter 7. Turn doubt into discipline.
Self-doubt is not a stop sign. Stop thinking it is. Self-doubt is a signal. It tells you where you need to work harder. It points to your weak spots. It exposes your fears. That's all. Doubt does not get to control your actions. Doubt does not determine your results. You have a choice. You can let doubt paralyze you, or you can use it as fuel. Every successful person you admire has faced doubt. Every entrepreneur, every athlete, every leader has stared at uncertainty and discomfort and pressed forward anyway. They didn't wait until the fear disappeared. They didn't wait for confidence to magically appear. They acted. They moved. They outworked the doubt. You don't escape doubt, you outwork it. Repeat that. You don't escape doubt, you outwork it.
Here's the first principle. Doubt is normal. Everyone experiences it. You are not weak for feeling unsure. You are not inferior for questioning yourself. Doubt is part of growth. Doubt is part of learning. Doubt signals opportunity. But here's the critical difference. Most people stop when doubt arises. Most people overanalyze. Most people look for reassurance. Most people wait for certainty. That's the trap. That's the weakness. You have a choice. You can pause and freeze, or you can take action despite the fear. Action builds mental muscle. Every time you act, despite uncertainty, despite fear, despite the voice inside saying, you can't, you grow stronger. Each small victory over doubt compounds. You start trusting yourself. You start building confidence. You learn that discomfort is not the enemy. Inaction is. You have a choice. You can let doubt define you, or you can let discipline define you. That's the key. Let's break it down with practical steps. Step 1. Recognize your doubts. Write them down. Name the exact thoughts that slow you down. Don't sugarcoat. Don't rationalize. Identify them. Clarity is power. Step 2. Analyze them. Ask yourself, is this doubt grounded in reality, or is it a story my mind is telling me? Most doubts are stories. They are exaggerations. They are fears dressed as truth. Step 3. Act anyway. Do the work even if the fear is loud. Send that message you're scared to send. Make that call. Publish that work. Speak up in that meeting. Each act trains your mind. Each act reinforces that you are stronger than your fear. Each act chips away at the power of doubt. You don't escape doubt, you outwork it. Another truth. Doubt thrives in overthinking. Stop overthinking. Stop asking for permission. Stop waiting for signals. Stop looking for perfect timing. There is no perfect timing. There is only one now. Discipline demands movement. Confidence comes after action, not before it. You have a choice. You can wait and let doubt win, or you can act and win anyway. Here's another truth. Doubt attacks when you're on the edge of growth. It's no coincidence. When you're about to level up, when you're about to leave old habits behind, when you're about to step into a higher version of yourself, doubt appears. It's a test. It's your mind's way of asking, how bad do you want it? The answer is in your action. Not your feelings, not your explanations. Action. You have a choice. You can shrink back or you can rise. Fear is the companion of doubt. Don't pretend it isn't. Fear will whisper every excuse. Fear will question your worth. Fear will demand comfort. Fear will tempt you to procrastinate. That's normal. But you cannot negotiate with fear. You cannot negotiate with doubt. You respond. You execute. You take one step at a time. Discipline is your weapon. Courage is a byproduct of consistent action. You have a choice. You can give in or you can outwork it. Practical step 4. Schedule doubt challenges. Do the things you fear most every day. Send that message you're scared to send. Make that call. Publish that work. Speak up in that meeting. Each act trains your mind. Each act reinforces that you are stronger than your fear. Each act chips away at the power of doubt. You don't escape doubt, you outwork it. Another truth. Doubt is contagious. The people around you can amplify it. Critics, skeptics, naysayers, they will try to make you believe you're incapable. Protect your focus. Limit your exposure. Protect your energy like your future depends on it, because it does. Surround yourself with people who reinforce action, courage, and discipline. You have a choice. You can let doubt infect you, or you can cultivate discipline instead. That's the key. Step 5. Measure progress, not perfection. Doubt often appears when you compare yourself to others. Stop comparing. Stop measuring by someone else's standard. Measure by your effort, by your consistency, by your growth. Every action against doubt is a win. Every small victory builds momentum. Every step forward proves that fear and uncertainty do not control you. You have a choice. You can shrink in self-doubt, or you can expand through discipline. That's the key. Internalize this. The voice of doubt will never vanish completely. It doesn't get a say in your actions. It doesn't get a vote in your results. It only has power if you let it. You build the muscle by moving anyway, by executing anyway, by showing up anyway. Each act of courage, each act of execution strengthens your mental resilience. That's how the disciplined operate. That's how winners operate. You have a choice. You don't escape doubt, you outwork it. Now, let's be relentless. Every morning, identify the doubts waiting for you. Every night, review the actions you took despite them. Celebrate the wins, learn from the losses, adjust, repeat. Doubt is a signal. Discipline is the response. Action is the proof. You have a choice. You can live under the weight of your doubts, or you can rise above them. That's the key. You mastered the battlefield inside your mind. You transformed doubt into action. You built mental strength. Now it's time to apply patience. Growth isn't instant. Results don't appear overnight. The next challenge is endurance. Chapter 8. The patience to outlast. Success doesn't come fast. It never has, and it never will. Stop chasing instant results. Stop believing the hype. Stop expecting shortcuts. The truth is simple. Winners endure. Winners outlast. Winners understand that consistency is far more powerful than speed. You have a choice. You can chase fleeting victories, or you can build lasting dominance. Patience is not passive. Patience is active. Patience is persistence disguised as calm. Patience is the willingness to keep showing up, even when it feels pointless. Repeat that. Keep showing up, even when it feels pointless. Every day you commit, every day you endure, every day you refuse to quit, you are building momentum that no one can take from you. That's power. That's discipline. That's growth. You have a choice. Here's the first reality check. The world glorifies speed. Social media celebrates overnight wins. Headlines scream about instant riches, viral fame, and sudden breakthroughs. Ignore it. Those are exceptions, not rules. Most success stories are built quietly, day by day, brick by brick, action by action. Patience is the bridge between effort and achievement. You don't need speed, you need stamina. You have a choice. You can sprint recklessly, burning out, or you can pace yourself to outlast. That's the key. Let's talk about the grind. The grind is lonely. The grind is repetitive. The grind is boring. That's why most people quit. That's why most people never reach their potential. They are addicted to excitement, addicted to novelty, addicted to immediate validation. Stop it. Stop chasing feelings. Stop chasing shortcuts. Discipline is showing up when nobody is watching. Stamina is working when the results aren't visible. Growth is slow but unstoppable if you refuse to quit. You have a choice. You can give in to frustration, or you can endure and outlast. That's the key. Here's a practical exercise. Create a 30-day consistency challenge. Pick one task, one habit, one discipline. Commit to it daily, No excuses. Every day execute. Every day track. Every day I refuse to quit. No matter how small the progress, no matter how slow it feels, keep going. That's how mental endurance is built. That's how champions are forged. Keep showing up even when it feels pointless. You have a choice. Patience is also perspective. You must understand the timeline of growth. No great skill, no great career, no great achievement happens overnight. It accumulates. Effort compounds. Discipline compounds. Habits compound. Every day you invest wisely, every day you stay consistent, you are stacking blocks of success. Ignore the hype. Ignore impatience. Ignore distraction. Focus on the process, not the applause. You have a choice. You can chase instant gratification, or you can commit to long-term dominance. Now let's address frustration. It's a signal that you're growing. It's a signal that your expectations are misaligned with reality. It's a sign that your effort is greater than your visible results. That's normal. That's expected. That's part of the process. Don't quit because progress is slow. Don't quit because the path is uncomfortable. Don't quit because results are delayed. You have a choice. You can surrender to frustration, or you can endure and outlast. That's the key. Here's another truth. Patience requires discipline, and discipline requires sacrifice. You will sacrifice social time. You will sacrifice comfort. You will sacrifice the easy path. You will sacrifice instant validation. That's the cost of growth. That's the price of results. Every successful person paid for it. Every influential person endured it. Every top performer outlasted it. You have a choice. You can take the easy route and settle, or you can pay the price for greatness. Let's talk about setbacks. They are inevitable. Failure is guaranteed at some point. Disappointment is unavoidable. But your response determines your trajectory. You can quit, or you can persist. You can get bitter, or you can get better. Every setback is a test of endurance. Every challenge is a test of stamina. Every obstacle is an opportunity to strengthen your patience. Keep showing up, even when it feels pointless. You have a choice. You can quit, or you can endure. Practical step. Document your wins, no matter how small. Record the days you persisted. Record the tiny achievements. When doubt creeps in, when frustration builds, review this record. Remind yourself that persistence pays. Remind yourself that effort compounds. Remind yourself that stamina outlasts speed. You have a choice. You can quit, or you can endure. Patience is also a mindset. You must adopt a long-term view. Don't evaluate a year's effort by a week's results. Don't judge a decade's growth by a single setback. Winners think in decades, not days. They plan for endurance, not excitement. They outlast everyone who gives in to impatience. You have a choice. You can live in the short-term noise, or you can embrace the long-term vision. That's the key. Here's the final truth. Endurance compounds in secrecy. Nobody notices your quiet consistency. Nobody celebrates your invisible efforts. Nobody applauds your delayed gratification. But it matters. Every repeated action, every disciplined choice, every day you endure without recognition builds unstoppable momentum. Results eventually surface. Success eventually appear. Respect eventually come. Keep showing up, even when it feels pointless. You have a choice. You either fade away with impatience, or you rise with patience. Internalize this. The road to mastery is long. The road to influence is long. The road to wealth is long. The road to impact is long. If you cannot endure the length of the road, you will never reach the destination. Patience is your most powerful weapon. Stamina is your competitive advantage. Consistency is your ultimate leverage. You have a choice. You can quit or you can endure. You have practiced discipline. You have built endurance. You have learned that results are a byproduct of persistence, not speed. You have committed to outlasting doubt, frustration, and impatience. Now it's time to align your mindset with winners. Your actions will follow your beliefs. Your outcomes will reflect your thoughts.
Chapter 9. The Mindset of Winners. Winners don't wait. They don't wait for the perfect moment. They don't wait for the stars to align. They don't wait for someone to hand them permission. Winners create conditions. They forge opportunities. They move while others hesitate. You have a choice. You can wait for permission or you can take it. Here's the first truth. The world will never be perfectly ready for you. The economy will fluctuate. The timing will feel wrong. The people you depend on may disappoint. Conditions are never ideal. That's normal. That's life. Winners understand this. Winners act despite it. Winners thrive because they know perfection is a myth. Progress is real. Action trumps waiting every single time. You have a choice. You can pause and hope for perfect conditions, or you can build anyway. Mindset separates the winners from the rest. It's not talent, it's not luck, it's not a circumstance, it's the mindset. Your mind determines how you interpret failure. Your mind determines whether you quit when progress is slow or push when results are delayed. Your mind determines whether obstacles stop you or fuel you. Repeat this. Your mind determines your results. Build it, protect it, train it. You have a choice. You can let failure defeat you, or you can convert it into power. That's the key. Now, let's address excuses. Excuses are the silent killers of winners. I'm too tired. I'll try tomorrow. I don't have enough time. Stop it. Stop rationalizing. Stop giving your energy to excuses. Discipline is stronger than any justification. Action is louder than any doubt. Winners act when it's uncomfortable. Winners act when it's inconvenient. Winners act when it feels impossible. You have a choice. You can feed excuses or you can feed action. Here's practical advice. Adopt a no excuses mentality for every decision you make today. Every task, every project, every commitment. Ask yourself, if I don't do this, what happens? If the answer matters, execute. Don't debate, don't delay. Discipline is built in these micro decisions. Momentum is built in repeated, consistent action. Winners understand the small choices compound into unshakable results. You have a choice. You can drift through life or you can execute relentlessly. Winners focus on what they can control. They don't waste energy on what they cannot. They ignore noise. They ignore criticism that doesn't serve them. They ignore distractions that dilute their power. Your mind is your battlefield. Where you place your attention, you place your power. Protect it. Feed it with discipline, not drama. Feed it with execution, not envy. Feed it with growth, not gossip. You have a choice. You can scatter your energy or you can concentrate it. Mental toughness is built in repetition. Winners train their minds like athletes train their bodies. They expose themselves to discomfort. They endure rejection. They push past doubt. They execute while others procrastinate. Every act of persistence builds mental muscle. Every moment of discipline compounds strength. Every challenge endured hardens your resolve.
You have a choice. You can shrink under pressure or you can grow under it. That's the key. Now, let's talk about vision. Winners don't wander aimlessly. They see the finish line even when the path is unclear. They define success on their own terms. They don't compete with everyone else. They compete with themselves. Clarity of vision gives discipline meaning. It transforms small actions into strategic moves. You have a choice. You can drift or you can define. Here's a practical method to cultivate the mindset of winners. 1. Write down your ultimate goal. Make it specific, make it measurable, make it unavoidable in your mind. This is your compass. 2. Identify daily actions that move you closer. No fluff, no wishful thinking, only concrete steps. Execution compounds over time. 3. Monitor progress relentlessly. Track wins, track failures, track lessons. Adjust but never quit. Momentum is built in consistency. 4. Protect your energy. Ignore distractions, reduce exposure to negativity. Build habits that support mental strength. Your attention is currency. 5. Embrace failure. Analyze it, learn from it, convert it into power. Every setback is a step forward if your mind is prepared. Repeat after me. Winners act despite fear. Winners endure despite setbacks. Winners create conditions instead of waiting for them. Winners train their minds relentlessly. You have a choice. You can succumb to doubt, distraction, and delay, or you can forge a mindset that cannot be stopped. That's the key. Another truth. Winners celebrate selectively. They don't seek validation from the crowd. They don't chase applause for minor wins. They focus on mastery, improvement, and execution. Recognition comes naturally after sustained effort. Discipline precedes fame. Patience precedes influence. You have a choice. You can seek approval or you can seek mastery. Here's the final principle. Action multiplies mindset. Thinking alone is useless. Planning alone is useless. Action is the multiplier. Winners act repeatedly, intentionally, and strategically. Their mind adapts, sharpens, and grows through movement. The more they act, the stronger they become. Every failure is absorbed. Every success is amplified. You're not behind. You're in training. You have a choice. You either execute or you fall behind. Internalize this. The mindset of winners is built, not inherited. It is forged through discipline, endurance, clarity, and relentless execution. You must outthink fear, outwork doubt, and outlast distraction. Your mind will try to convince you to pause. Your environment will try to convince you to quit. Your comfort will try to convince you to stop. Don't listen. You have a choice. You either build or you are surrendering. You have forged the mindset. You have trained your mental strength. You have converted setbacks into weapons. You are prepared to endure, persist, and dominate. Now it's time to concentrate all that energy and focus. Nothing should dilute your drive.
Chapter 10. Focus until the world can't ignore you. The world doesn't notice noise. It notices results. The world doesn't admire chatter. It admires execution. You don't need to announce your greatness. You prove it through consistency. That's the key. You have a choice. You can waste your time seeking validation, or you can build while the crowd debates. Here's the truth. Distraction is everywhere. Phones, notifications, opinions, drama, comparison, noise. If you chase it, it will chase you away from your destiny. Winners understand this. Winners guard their attention like a vault. Winners stay locked in. They focus while the masses scroll. They execute while others argue. Stay focused. Stay quiet. Stay dangerous. Repeat that. Stay focused. Stay quiet. Stay dangerous. You have a choice. Consistency is the weapon nobody can steal. You can sprint for a week and feel good, but without focus, your gains vanish. You can post, announce, and perform, but without repetition, you're invisible. The world only notices those who endure. The world only notices those who execute relentlessly. Focus compounds. Discipline multiplies. Effort accumulates. You have a choice. You can act in bursts, or you can build momentum that cannot be stopped. Let's talk about attention. Attention is your currency. Where you place it determines your outcomes. Every distraction you entertain, every conflict you engage in, every opinion you chase, you are spending energy you cannot reclaim. Protect your attention. Guard it. Prioritize it. Focus on it. Winners understand. Time and attention are finite. You cannot afford to waste either. You have a choice. You can scatter your energy, or you can concentrate it like a laser. Now, silence is your ally. The loudest people rarely achieve the most. The quietest workers usually dominate. Silence allows you to think. Silence allows you to strategize. Silence allows your actions to speak louder than words ever could. Stay quiet. Stay focused. Stay dangerous. You have a choice. You can join the noise, or you can rise above it. Here's a harsh reality. Announcements are cheap. Social media likes, shares, and comments are meaningless if you haven't built substance. True results are visible, undeniable, and last over time. You don't need hype. You don't need applause. You need persistence. You need discipline. You need focus. Every single day matters. You have a choice. You can seek attention, or you can cultivate excellence. Here's how to build unbreakable focus. 1. Define your mission. Be crystal clear about what matters most. Write it down. Repeat it daily. Let it guide every action. 2. Eliminate distractions. Social media, gossip, unproductive meetings. Anything that doesn't align with your mission. Protect your attention like your life depends on it, because it does. 3. Time block relentlessly. Assign dedicated periods to your highest priority work. No excuses, no interruptions, no negotiation. Focus is trained, not wished for. 4. Measure results, not effort. Actions are nothing without outcomes. Track progress, iterate, and optimize daily. Efficiency is invisible to everyone except you. 5. Stay quiet. Let your results create noise. Speak less about what you're doing. Act more. Execution is louder than announcement. Remember this. Focus is not just mental, it's emotional. Guard your mind from negativity. Protect your heart from envy. Ignore criticism that doesn't serve your growth. Energy flows where attention goes. Focus determines the trajectory of your life. You have a choice. You can scatter your mind and your energy, or you can lock in and dominate. Patience is a partner of focus. You cannot rush results without sacrificing quality. You cannot force recognition before it's earned. You cannot shortcut mastery. The world always catches up to those who stay locked in. Every expert you admire, every millionaire, every successful person, they endured while others quit. They stayed locked in while the noise distracted everyone else. You have a choice. You can chase instant gratification, or you can cultivate long-term dominance. Let's address fear and doubt. They will surface. What if I fail? What if they notice too late? What if I'm too small, too late, too inexperienced? Ignore it. Winners don't escape fear. Winners don't wait for courage. Winners act despite fear. Doubt is fuel when your mind is disciplined. Keep moving, keep executing, keep delivering. Stay focused, stay quiet, stay dangerous. You have a choice. You can execute faster than talent ever could, showing up consistently, producing results in silence, building mastery over time. This is how you become undeniable. Every single day adds up. Every repeated effort creates leverage. Every disciplined choice strengthens your trajectory. You have a choice. You can chase recognition now, or you can earn it forever. Another truth: the world notices patterns, not noise. A single loud action fades. A single post, a single victory, a single announcement. It disappears. Repetition, reliability, and relentless execution is what leave a mark. Be the storm they cannot ignore. Be the force they cannot stop. Be the person whose results demand attention. Stay focused. Stay quiet. Stay dangerous. You have a choice. You can be distracted, or you can be dominant. Internalize this. Attention is power. Silence is leverage. Consistency is authority. Focus is a weapon. Stay committed. Protect your time. Ignore the irrelevant. Execute relentlessly. Let the results speak. Let your actions define you. Stop explaining. Stop proving. Stop justifying. The world will notice eventually. And when it does, it will be undeniable. Stay focused. Stay quiet. Stay dangerous. This is your final lesson in this journey. Greatness isn't a loud announcement. It's a quiet accumulation of effort, focus, and execution. The people who win don't argue. They don't complain. They don't explain. They build. They endure. They act. They stay locked in. Every day you execute, every day you protect your attention, every day you focus, you grow invisible strength. You become unstoppable. You have a choice. You can fade with the crowd, or you can rise above it. You started this journey to win, not to be noticed. You learned to move in silence, protect your energy, and build through discipline. You stopped chasing validation and started chasing results. You faced your doubt. You turned pain into purpose. And now you understand focus is not something you do once. It's who you become. Every day you stay locked in, you get closer to the life that's waiting for you. So don't stop now. Don't slow down. Focus on you until you win. If this message hits you, like the video, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, and share this with someone who's ready to lock in too. Your future self is watching. Make them proud. Stay focused, stay quiet, stay dangerous.